Okay, y'all, before we get into the show, there's a couple of things I want you to keep in mind as you listen, all right? So, one, do you need permission to speak your truth, tell your feelings, or live your life authentically? Like, who or what requires your permission to live your life unapologetically? Okay. Two, what would you do? What would you do? If the opportunity presents itself, would you react or mind your business? Do you hold your people accountable? Okay. Three, identify your freaking emotions because we are tired of hearing grown folks say feeling some type of way. Okay. All right. And number four, trust and believe you are exactly where you need to be. Okay. And also, we want your answers as we get to the end of the show. Kayshana does want some answers from you guys. So please make sure y'all hit us up with the answers. All right. So the questions are: one, where is your box of notes? Did you bury it in the backyard? You know that little box of notes you had from your girlfriends in middle school and high school and stuff when you was passing notes in class? Where is that shoebox? Because you know you had one. And two, did you celebrate Independence Day or did you celebrate the 4th? Because there's a difference between Independence Day and the 4th. What y'all doing for the 4th? Are we doing something for Independence Day? Or do you got your outfit together for the 4th? You get what I'm saying? So answer those questions for us, all right? So let's get into the show. You are listening to a Daydreamers podcast. We are the Daydreamers. I am Erin.
I am Kayshana.
Why you always pause? Like you don't know your cue. Anyway, a Daydreamers podcast is a reminder to do what makes you happy. Okay. So let's just go ahead and jump right in real quick. We did have some comments from the last show. And let me pull it up because it was a voice memo that Kayshana got. So Kayshana, I'm gonna let you intro while I pull it up.
All right. So we received our first voice memo feedback. And it was extensive and it was beautiful. And it was also very well appreciated. And I don't know why I'm talking like this. I think because I'm excited and I know and love this person. And she's so insightful. And I just really appreciate her feedback. Mm-hmm. And I like feedback where like it just lets us know that y'all get what it is that we're talking about. And it resonates. And that's the whole point. So you know.
And she had like, I'm going to play like what, just a part of it because it was kind of long and it went into some other areas. And within the voice message, she's just like, you know, I know I'm talking too much about this. And I'm out here and my dad's like, girl, no, you're not. Like she's sitting next to me. Girl, no, And then she say something else and I'd be like, yes.
Like, we like that. We love that.
Yeah. Okay. So let me pull it up.
Hello.
Can you hear that?
Listening to the show so far, and I just want to speak on this question. I'm not done with the show, but I want to speak on it while it's on my mind. So y'all were talking about, and you can share this with Erin if you would like. Y'all were talking about, have you had that feeling of when somebody comes around, you have to hop up, look busy, that sort of thing. You know, I'm paraphrasing. As a kid, definitely, because my mother is a police officer and very violent. But as an adult,
I ain't hear violence.
I always had like a pissivity around having that feeling. And then as an adult who has started challenging core belief systems in probably the last, I would say 5 years, I really don't. And I'm going to tell you this because I remember one time I was on the phone with you and I think it was around 9 a.m. and I yawned and you were like, you're yawning. And I don't think you did or said that to be like ugly toward me or nothing like that. But like when I tell you, especially because of my scheduling and stuff, which is very intentional, and I am not seeking to recreate stress just to say I'm super focused and I'm super diligent and I'm super productive. I don't. And I don't ever. And I don't even make excuses. Like if somebody come in, whether it's or his parents or something, if they come in the house and like the house is generally clean, but I haven't put the dishes up or I haven't put the dishes in the dishwasher or the dishes are still in the dishwasher but they're clean, I don't have this sense of, oh, I should have did this by now and this super focused like I need to look like I'm presenting or well put together, whatever it all. I really don't. Like, and I don't even have like a sense of I need to explain why I didn't. Like, I don't have any of that. And if I feel myself trying to engage with people like that, I get mad at myself. So I refuse, basically. I flatly refuse because I just feel like it's stupid and I feel like it's self-imposed. It's like, why am I stressing me out? Like, what principal office are these people going to send me to? You know, sense of success and happiness is being.
All right, so I'm gonna cut it off right there. So your friend, I liked how she was just like, what principal's office are they sending me to? And I was like, girl, you are absolutely right.
And I love her because let me tell you that, like, how that comment was, that's how our conversations are. She constantly reminds me, like, because I'll be worried about something or whatever. It's like, but what are they gonna do though in real life? Like,
right?
What is this? What is this invisible power that you feel like these people have? Also, y'all, I'm very clearly doing my hair. If you can see this on YouTube, we'll get into that. But y'all getting a tutorial today. I love her. She's super insightful, and appreciate the feedback. Y'all make sure to keep it coming. You can either put a comment on YouTube or text us if you know us personally. Text us a voice note. That's totally fine, as you can see. Here. We appreciate that. And also you can email us at daydreamerspodcast@gmail.com. That's any questions, comments, whatever. Want to be a sponsor? Trying to be a sponsor?
All of that. Because the podcast does have bills.
Yeah, this ain't free.
Not at all. I will say I do have another comment. It's coming from me. This is an afterthought. As I was going through the episode, I remembered a time period where I was trying to force myself not to rest in a time period that you really need to rest, but you just don't because of life and society, whatever. So during my first trimester of pregnancy, I found out I was pregnant the day the governor shut everything down because of the pandemic. So as soon as I found out I was pregnant, I was laid off. So I was at home just chilling, and I didn't have a problem with that because if you've been a long time listener to the Daydreamers podcast, you know I have been fired and laid off plenty of times to where I'm cool chilling at the house. Everybody was freaking out. Like, I'm just at the house. I don't know what to do with myself. I was like, shit, I'm Gucci. Like, I ain't got to go back, especially right now. But anyway, I just felt like I needed to be doing something around the house. And like in my first trimester, I had a very easy pregnancy. I didn't have any issues other than the fact that I would swell up. And then my baby came early, and then I had a natural birth, and I didn't know I was in labor until like she literally popped out of me. But like I had a very chill pregnancy. So I didn't have morning sickness. I wasn't tired. I didn't get tired till my third trimester. And at that point I was working, and I just wished I could just go home. But anyway, first trimester, and I called two girlfriends, Jelena and my friend Keisha, I talk about all the time. Jelena had her baby right when the world shut down for the pandemic. Keisha has one that's 2 years older than Zipporah. But anyway, so at the time, she has another baby now. But anyway, at the time, she just had that one. So I called them, and I was just like, y'all, am I tripping? Because like, I feel like I shouldn't be, sitting down doing, I feel like I should be doing something. Like, am I wrong for just be chilling on the couch? And it had nothing to do with me not working. I don't know what it was. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I just feel like, should I just be sitting around chilling? And both of them was like, girl, sit your tail down. Jelena was still, like I said, she had her baby when the world shut down for the pandemic. So she was working. She was going to school, getting certified to be a teacher, and she still had her day job, and she worked in higher education. She worked at ULM and one of the financial aid offices, I think. Anyway, she had a job, and she was trying to get certified to be a teacher, all that while she was pregnant. And then my friend Keisha, she found out she was pregnant when she was at flight school to be a pilot. So Keisha was like, Erin, girl, I wish, because she would have to get up, go to flight school, fly a plane, this and that, and come back and like pass out and then have to get up and do some more shit. She was like, Erin, I wish I could have had an opportunity to sit down my first trimester. Jelena was saying the same thing. Like, I wish. And I was like, okay, girl, that's all I needed to know. So from that point forward, I sat my tail down. I did little things I needed to do around the house or whatever, but I kicked back and I let myself sit down. I don't know why I had to get permission from my friends to sit down during my pregnancy. But what I realized is I see a lot of stuff about Asian women, how you don't see them out and about when they're pregnant. I ain't talking about Asian women in America, but like Asian women in their home country, because like, you know, the Chinese people, they couldn't have a lot of kids. They only recently are just now allowed to have 2, I want to say. But like I was seeing stuff that's like these women, when they're pregnant, they sit down and they are really catered to. My husband catered to me, but like as a culture and a society, they are catered to when they are pregnant. You don't just see them out and about. They be kicking it, getting their rest, all that stuff. Like, why don't we do that? Like, why did I have to go to my friends to be like, girl, can I sit down? And they was like, bitch, I was in the air flying. Girl, students were in my face. Sit down and rest. It's okay. But yeah, that came to me after when I was editing and everything. So yeah. Anything else you want to say about the last show? Recap from the last show or anything, Kishana?
Oh, well, there was another comment.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
Was from Tyra. And
Okay.
this is a complimentary comment. She appreciates the format that we have. And she also said that she looks forward to part 2 of that conversation, because she said that we hit on a lot of good things, but there's a lot more to be said. And she heard me say that there'll be another conversation. She said she's just really looking forward to to part 2 of the conversation.
Okay.
It's super important. Tyra's also a Taurus, so rest and shit is super important to them.
I don't know much about the signs. I think I've said that before. I don't know on the podcast, but I know I've said to you, I don't know much. We're Aries.
We're pretty get shit done, aggressive type people, a little bit like low key. You know, fire signs are a little bit different. Taurus is like earth signs. They kind of like they're very grounded earth.
What's Taurus? What month is that?
Taurus, that's May.
Oh, okay.
That's May. Is it going to June too? No, is it April, May?
Don't know.
It's April. May.
Yeah, you know what? I think so, because I'm right at the end of Aries. I'm April 18th, and I think the last day for Aries is April 19th.
So you're like a cusp.
Yeah. Okay, so let's move into some randomness, girl. What's good for you, Kayshana, and what have you done to make you happy?
Well, I just got back into town, so that was fun. I'll be out again shortly.
And I got you my calendar. I have to put Kayshana's schedule in my calendar, because that girl's just that busy.
I can't leave out again until after we have our big meeting for BCC, because we have a big sit down meeting that's going to be several hours that you clearly forgot about and did not put on your calendar.
By the look on my face, you're absolutely right. Because I'm like,
yeah, a venue was reserved and everything for us to go sit and hash out.
When?
I'm gonna let you know how it later.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, okay. Just so you know, like, yeah, that was discussed in the last. But
the meeting that I wrote down, but still forgot.
Yeah, and then I know you have it. Like, I know you have it. It's just been a lot going on.
Okay.
I'll be dipping back out after that again for rest and stuff. What is something good that I did for myself on purpose? Something good.
Well, something that made you happy. What did you do to make you happy?
I guess
on purpose.
I went out of town, you know. Yeah.
So your what's good is you went out of town, and then what you did to make you happy is I went out of town.
Yeah, maybe so.
Sounds good.
Oh, haha! I know what I did to make me happy specifically. While I was out of town, there is this Black-owned feminine product manufacturer, and it's Black owned, Black made. It's actually made by men, which was super interesting. They call it on TikTok, I think they're called the Pad Boys or something, and they often raise awareness. Like, they hold like demonstrations and stuff to raise awareness to try to get little girls pads that are in junior high and high school because a lot of them don't have access to feminine products. And they're like dads out here on the street with signs, and like they'll do this thing where like they wear pants and they put like dye or something in their pants, kind of simulate period or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, hey, we can't have our young ladies out here like this. Just donate so we can get these products into the schools.
That's good.
Yeah, so the girls can have access, because we've all been at school as a young lady. You had to go to your PE teacher or whatever. Maybe you didn't have the money for the machine, or maybe a school did not have machines, because machines are rare these days. So they need things, and we want to make sure that our young ladies have access to them. And some of them might not have access to them at home, depending on their home situation.
Yeah,
you just don't know. So I think that's a beautiful thing. And so I went and I visited their store, and it was beautiful. And I love supporting Black-owned businesses, especially those that are doing positive things.
Community work.
Our community. So
yeah,
they're called rain pads, and they're not made with a bunch of chemicals and stuff. And so it's really cool. And I found them on TikTok. I wasn't even looking for them. I just saw a demonstration, and I was like, wait, it's in this area. I want to go over there and support these people, man, because they have good products and I like what they do.
Okay. So, so what's good for me, I don't know if you can tell, but it's kind of quiet over here. Did you notice? Did you notice there's not a Spider-Man in my face? Did you notice that nobody's demanding milk and graham crackers and grapes? Did you notice there's not a fro coming in and out of the view, the picture? Because Zipporah is not here, baby.
I thought she was asleep.
No, she's not here. No, we are actually recording on a different day. So we're recording within daycare hours. I took a little lunch break. I'm on my lunch break, y'all, making it happen. And we're recording during daycare hours. Now you may hear Ragnar, as long as like the mailman or they don't do no work across the street, he's cool. But yeah, she's not here. So that's what's up. I love my baby. I miss her. But
you have to make that disclaimer.
I'm just letting y'all know, because I love my baby. Because I have to say this to people. I love my baby. That is my little best friend. Like, I love hanging out with her. Last weekend, we didn't get to hang out. We were just in the same space. This weekend, it's a long weekend. We get to hang out with each other. And I love her. But having somebody always holding on to your girl, I'll be in the kitchen. What's that sunscreen company? And it's the little girl on the beach and the dog is pulling her panties.
The Copper Tone baby.
That's Zipporah. Zipporah is the dog. I'm the Copper Tone baby. I'm in the kitchen trying to cook. She got my shirt and she is linked all the way back. She's drinking she was sick. And so because she wasn't feeling well, I let her have her bottle, and we were working on separating her from the bottle. Well, she didn't totally regress. So I gave her a bottle and everything. She got her bottle. She got her hand on me. And it's like, I'm not saying I don't want you around me, but I can't cook because you're right here. I just can't, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, I love her.
Touched out.
Yes. You can get touched out. I actually have to sit here and be like, Erin, but definitely that week she was here, she was at home all week. I was like, by the end of it, I was just like, Erin, your baby's sitting in your lap because she wants to be in your lap. She wants to see what you're doing. She wants to color while you're writing. She wants to do that. Like she just wants to be in your space. And that's perfectly fine. I love that. But I had to tell myself, Erin, chill. Just chill. Like, because I was just so touched out. But I love my fact that my baby is right here in my lap and wants to be close to me. I want to be close to her too. But at the same time, like wherever her body was on my body, it was like hot. Not like I just felt like it's that's something right here. It's like radiation or something. Cause I just have been just touched out, but I love her and I love her being with me. And but I was trying to do stuff. I was frustrated. So anyway, that was last week. That was 2 weeks ago, whatever. But I just hopefully I'll be able to hang out with her versus us just being in this space together because I have stuff to do. So anyway, but all that says, she's at daycare. She's enjoying herself. She don't even know me when she's at daycare. And I'll go into that a little bit later in today's topic that I want to get to. Second, what's good? My mom is coming for a visit. I love it when my mom comes. And like now that I'm a mother, like I love my mom being around me even more. And then also, and my therapy session last week where we're still doing some origination questions. And so we're identifying some traumas. From this age to this age, what was a trauma? From this age to this age, what was a trauma? Well, we were going over like the elementary school years. In fourth grade, I really was traumatized. I had something really bad going on. I'll tell you, I had a teacher. I had a lot of gifted students was in this one teacher's class. And what happened was, and she was supposed to be like a really good teacher and stuff like that. I was never gifted, but I was smart. Like I was a smart kid. I always like AB honor roll, maybe straight A's, but I was typically like an AB honor roll, like all 75% A's type deal. I would get tested to go into the gifted program, but I never got in, but I always was tested for it. So I was kind of like right there, but ended up being in this woman's class and come to find out after the fact, like since she had all these gifted students and the parents requested her, I ain't request her. My mom ain't request her. I just ended up over there. She was changing up like the homework assignments and this and that. So when I go home to do my homework, my mom was like, you need to follow the rules, but she changed, and she's like, follow directions, but she changed it. And then also like, I just didn't understand because she was trying to cater to these gifted students. And then I found out after the fact that even the gifted students were struggling, but they were still making good grades. I went from like an A student, AB honor roll student to damn near having to repeat the fourth grade. And so that was my trauma. Like I felt stupid, all that type of stuff. But all that to say, while I was identifying that moment and talking about it with my therapist, I was saying I got through that because of my mom. She was in what she said to me, and I still hold on to this day, is she said, if you don't like where you are, do what you need to do to not ever have to go back. And see, I was in a position where she was trying to hold me back. And my mom was like, no, y'all know me. Y'all know the type of person I am, the type of mother I am. Y'all know my degree. You know what I'm saying? I'm educated as fuck. Well, she didn't say that because my mom is so professional, such a lady. But she was letting them know very professionally, okay, that you know who I am and you know what I'm about and you know my child. She's had great marks on all the standardized tests, always AB honor. Now she gets to this class and she's about to be the teacher trying to send her back. That don't make sense. So my mom was like, do what you need to do so that you never go back, because it was hard. And so I was saying that in therapy, and I was just like, you know what, if I did not have the mom that I had, that situation would have gone so different. I probably would have, I would have had to repeat the fourth grade. I would have had which would have done so much to me. It's not like I would have had to repeat it because I was sick or I was struggling, but like I had went from being like top tier to like my self-esteem is below the ground. I'm in the classroom. I'm hiding in the closet crying because my name wasn't announced. I don't want nobody to. My mama just pulled up. Okay. I don't want nobody to. You know how they swap papers and stuff and grade them. I don't want nobody to grade them because more than likely I'm going to miss everything. Like just embarrassed. But anyway, she told me, if you don't like where you are, do what you have to do to never be in this situation again. I took that from the fourth grade up to today. And so I said to my therapist, if I did not have the mother I had, if she had not been through what she had been through, I would not be where I am today. The outcome would have been totally different. Totally. And that situation made me stronger. But if I did not have her being the type of woman she is, where would I be? So yeah. All that to say, what's good is my mama is coming for a visit and she just pulled up. What's good, this week I was at a place where I needed to be at the time I needed to be at it. And sometimes you just gotta, you gotta trust that. I'm gonna elaborate on that point in a few minutes though. But what I did
my mother's birthday party. Well, her birthday.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
How old is your mom gonna be?
She's gonna be the big 60.
Yay! Birthday, Miss Kayshana's mom.
Yeah.
That's dope. So all your brothers and sisters are coming in town?
Yeah, actually my siblings are here now. So I got to start preparing for that. And that's why y'all see me, if you are watching on YouTube, doing my hair.
Or the TikTok playbacks and everything.
Yes.
Kayshawn is doing her hair.
You see me doing my hair so I can look like something, because I got to prepare for that. I also have a paper due, and I also have to prepare for visitors, guests in my home. So I have a lot. I have a lot to do.
Yeah.
And I got to learn Spanish real quick because I got a test. I got another test.
Okay, so let me get into what I did to make me happy, because we've been going for about 20 minutes now, so we can get into the meat. We still on the sides right now. So
I'm sorry.
What I did to make me happy, I hadn't got to do anything this week, but I plan on going to shop for a new pot, because one of my plants, I did some rearranging in my office, and I saw that the roots was coming out the bottom of the hole. So I was like, oh, you can grow.
Oh,
so
wow.
I need to go get her a new pot, which means I'm going to be painting myself a new pot. While I'm there, I'm going to go ahead and get some more pots to paint, because I said I wanted to have my painted pot sale. I wanted to do it for this weekend. It's not going to happen this weekend. I just didn't have the time. I'm going to shoot for next weekend, but life be lifing. Oh, but I am going to buy some pots to paint and have a painted pot sale in my front yard. Okay.
And we're going skating. I don't care. We're going skating. I mean, this is 3 weeks.
But you're the one that's been out here living your best life. I'm ready. I practice the rollerblades again, but I did it in my house because I didn't want to embarrass myself outside. So I got done with work early one day and I put on the rollerblades. I'm gonna have to put Ragnar up because he was like, what the fuck is that? What is that? What? So not only am I Bambi walking on these rollerblades in my kitchen, I have an 80-pound pit bull that's like, what is this? What? You know what? Let me just go ahead and take these off. Next time I'm gonna put you in your kennel so mama can get up in here and really like practice on the kitchen floor.
How does it feel to skate in your house as an adult? And
it probably would be awesome if I could actually do it, No,
but you had the skates on in the house. Like, how did you feel like a sense of freedom, like adult freedom? I would have.
It hasn't hit. Now, the next time I do it, I probably will be like, you know what? I am up in the house skating
in the house because I can.
Yeah. Also, what I did to make me happy, purposely happy. For the second time in a row, I have completed the entire Law and Order SVU series because I play comforting shows. I know SVU ain't really comforting with rape and molestation and all that stuff, but shows that I like and that I've seen while I work, it helps me focus because sometimes I get overwhelmed and stressed with what I'm doing.
Yeah, like sometimes you don't have capacity for newness.
Yeah, so like I have Living Single on repeat. I have In the Heat of the Night on repeat, but it has to be shows I've seen so that I won't I won't watch it and not do my work. Like it has to be The Nanny. I've already seen every episode, but I still want to have it back.
To worry about what to expect.
Right. So, I'm playing Shrill again. I've watched Shrill. It's only been 3 seasons of Shrill, but I'm watching that again just to get me through work. But anyway, all that to say, I finished all 23 seasons of Law and Order SVU. And I even seen like the newest episodes because I was like, I don't remember seeing these the last time I watched this whole entire series because it's up to date. And at this point, it seems like the last episode, seems like Olivia's therapist is like bringing up Elliot. Like everybody's kind of been like, what's up with you and Elliot? Because, Elliot's wife died and him and Olivia were like so close. They were partners and best friends.
I don't watch it, so I do not know. I'm not.
Oh, okay. Well,
but they might know.
They know. If you watch it, then you know. But it's like she's not really happy. Like she's the captain now. She has her son she adopted and everything. Like her staff. Her detectives are in relationships and stuff. Like Finn got married and Amanda Rollins and Carisi got together. I know you don't know these people, but they're together.
Is this new stuff?
Recent.
Put a thing in the show notes for spoiler alerts.
No, this came the last episode. It just came out like in May. The last episode. Oh, okay. All right. Spoiler. But anyway. But that stuff has been going on. And this one, the therapist was like, you just seem to be, you say you're not happy, but she's not dating anybody. And then he was like, well, what's up with Elliot? And it goes to Olivia, and she's just like, Elliot. And it's like, are they going to try and put Olivia and Elliot together? And I just don't really know how I feel about that. I don't know how I feel about Olivia and Elliot. I would low key be like, oh, that's a good look, you know? But at the same time, because Elliot is cute, I saw him in Pose. He played one of the guys that was messing with one of the transgender ladies in Pose and stuff. And I was like, oh my God, he is so sexy to be this old man. But I'm all Elliot Stabler fan. But I just don't know how I feel about them being together. It's like, yes, but no, but no, but yes. I haven't really identified those feelings yet. But yeah. Okay. So that wraps up the randoms, the what's good and what you've done for you lately. Let's move on into this life, girl, some life situation.
Tell your mama said hi.
You heard Kayshawn, mama? She said hi. She yelled it back. She yelled it back.
It's so amazing.
Huh?
You said your mama is so amazing. Also, like, y'all, just so like, y'all, Erin's mama is dope. And she's gorgeous. Like, y'all.
Come over here, mom.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Yeah. And for those that are listening, my mom is currently standing over my right shoulder, grinning hard in the camera.
Look at her, y'all.
Mom, I don't edit the show. It's as is. So you're going to be on YouTube and you'll probably be in some clips on social. Okay. All right. I'm just letting you know, I don't edit. This is raw. Anyway, so let's get into the meat. So I do have a bonus mother moment. It's not really, it's bonus mother moment. And that has to do with me being a stepmom and a mom. But just, that's just the title. But like I said earlier, when I was talking about what's good, I said I was at the place where I needed to be at that time. So let me get into it. Like as a stepmom, you're always going to hear, you knew what you were getting into. That you're going to hear that statement all the time, and you don't know what you're getting into. Even if you have an idea, you don't know. As a mom, a biological mom, I've heard that statement one time, and I corrected that person to the fullest, because I didn't. So like every day, I'm learning the type of mom I would be. You always think you be this type of person, this and that. I had no clue the type of mom I was going to be until that day happened. And then the next day happened, I found out something else about me being a mother. So yesterday, I realized that I'm the type of woman and mother that will check you over your child if I feel like you are mistreating that child.
But that's called accountability.
That's what it's called.
That's called accountability. That's holding your people accountable.
But I mean, like, you can always, it's just like that TV show, what is it on, Nightline or something? I don't know, where it's like, what would you do? And and they stage these situations. They just see how many people are going to step in or whatever. But like, you can always say what you would do. Like if I see a child being mistreated, like, I was like, oh my gosh, no, like I would do this, but you don't know until you're in that situation. And so yesterday I was in that situation to where I was ready. I was wishing somebody would say something to me. What it was is, Zipporah had a water day yesterday. So I'm gonna skip the beginning part of this. Has to do with another point I want to make with sometimes you are right where you need to be. So she had a water day, and I wasn't able to get her her swimsuit. She doesn't have a swimsuit. It's her first water day. Because they didn't do that in the infant room. She in a 1-year-old room. So I didn't get a chance to do the day before, which turned out to be a good thing. And so I went and dropped her off at daycare, and then I went to Walmart, got the swimsuit. It took a little time to get it, and I'll get to that later. But I got the swimsuit maybe 30 minutes after I got to the store, went to the daycare. They had already went outside for their morning activity time. So it's like 9:00. That's what time they go out. Anyway, so since they weren't in the classroom, I went outside to the playground to change her into her swimsuit and stuff. But I went out there and like only a couple of the kids had swimsuits. So you got like if it's 10 kids, you got 3 kids in swimsuits and the other 7 are in their diapers. Okay. Having a blast. I walked outside Zipporah, didn't even know who I was. I was like, hey, Zipporah. And she was like, huh, girl, I'm trying to splash. Okay. Any other time, she's like, hey, mommy, yes. Like it's time to go home. But yet that day, yesterday, she was like, girl, I'm in this water. I'll talk to you later, girl. I'm in this water. I'm splashing. Yes. So I'm just like, I'm just going to stay here and watch, like she's out there in her diaper with all the other kids splashing. Diapers are so saggy, girl. And I didn't even think about swimming diapers because this is my first time with her being in water outside of a bath. So, but anyway, it's all fine. It's all good. They're having fun. I call my husband because I don't want to record because there's other children.
Other kids, yeah.
Yeah. So I FaceTime him so he can see her having so much fun in her first water day. And it's like, the sprinklers and the little pool and the little thing that you run through, that type of stuff. All that to say, and I'm going to say this, my daughter goes to a white daycare. It's probably 95% white, including the staff. That's not a problem for me. I went to daycare like that. That's not an issue for me. But I feel like it's important to this. So I'm FaceTiming. I got FaceTime and I got the camera on Zipporah. She's standing next to one of her classmates that is, she's a Black girl. And I noticed she's next to Zipporah. She's bending over. I see something on her back. And I'm like, what is that? And I take a closer look. And I see, it registers to me as bruises all down the spine of her back. So I'm just like, and then, I've been binge watching Law and Order SVU all 23 seasons. So I'm extra. I'm already extra, but I'm extra. Okay. So I am, I'm looking at her back and I'm like, are these bruises? You gotta be fucking kidding. My mom is here, so I'm not cussing like I normally would. I'm like, you gotta be fucking in my head. What the fuck is this? Are these some goddamn bruises on this child's back? And see, Zipporah and I were brown skinned girls. However, we are light skinned, bright skinned girls. So not high yellow, but we yellow. This girl is a brown skinned girl. She's not a dark brown. She's not dark complexion. She is a brown skinned girl. And so I recognize what bruises and abrasions and scratches look like on us because I'm Black. We come in all shapes and sizes. But if you are not Black, if you're not around Black people, then you're not going to know what a bruise looks like on a brown girl and not like a light skinned brown girl like me. You're not going to know what it looks like on a dark skin girl. They're not going to know what it looks like a bruise looks like on UK Shauna, So I was like, I say to the teachers, like, what is that? And her teachers are white. I was like, what is that? Anyway, they don't know what it is. They didn't even see it. I had to be like, no, right here, this right here. And they're like, oh, well, now that you pointed out, yeah, I see that. And I'm like, that's a bruise. I'm like, that's a bruise right there. They're like, is it? That's a bruise. I'm like, yeah. And I even touched her back and she didn't flinch. I touched it. I put a little pressure. I didn't push hard. It's still not my child, but I put enough pressure for if it was a fresh bruise, but she didn't move. She's still running around playing in the water. And so at this point, I'm all, where's the camera? Did you take a picture? Like, that's me. Y'all need to take a picture of this. Who is this? And then like the other teacher was like, well, maybe we need to go get the manager of the daycare. And I'm like, yes, go get, you need me to go get her? I'll go get her. Where's she at? I saw her in the front. You know what? You go get her. I'm gonna get this. My phone finna die. I can't take a picture. You come take a picture of this. Get in this angle. That's me to the teachers. Okay. So, cause like my phone was about to die. Otherwise I was pulling out my phone to take pictures and stuff. And like I said, it may be a violation because these is daycare and stuff like that. But I was just like, something on this child. Anyway, that's just, I was just like, I don't care. If I get in trouble, fine, I get in trouble. Whatever. I'm finna take a picture of this child's back because it looked like she got bruises. That's where I was. My phone was getting ready to die. So we were taking, it was an overcast. The other teacher was like, she wasn't able to get pictures, but then like all of a sudden the sun came out. So I'm like, oh, let's get these pictures now. The little girl was bending over some more. Like I said, they had on diapers. So, and she didn't have on a swimming suit. So at this point, like them diapers are basically holding on by a thread. Okay. They are so saggy bottom. So it's like butt cracks all over the place. Okay. At this point, like she bends over and I'm like, the sun is out now. And I'm looking because she's still over there by Zipporah playing. They playing with each other. And I was like, is that another one on the small of her back? Like I said, butt cracks are out. I'm like, is that a bruise on the small of her back? Like, maybe you can kind of come up with a reason for why it might be some in the middle of her back, going down the middle of her back, all down the middle of her back, but right there, and it was bigger. And I was like, what the fuck is this? That's me. So then I called the teacher over again. I'm like, look, do you see this? I said, take a picture of this. I said, get something to measure it with. Y'all got a tennis ball? Like, that's me. And so anyway, they take her into the front. The manager of the daycare wanted to see it and document this and that or whatever. And so I ended up leaving. But the whole time I'm sitting here like, is that a bruise? I'm trying to talk myself out of saying it's a bruise. Like, why do we do that? When you see something that's straight in your face, you're like, no.
No, because you might not know. It might not be a bruise, but you still need to bring it.
Right. But when I saw that, I said that looked like a bruise. And I was like, well, our like birthmarks look different on us. They not always.
Seen, one of my sister's friends, her baby, she had birthmarks all up and down her back. Mm-hmm. And it looked like bruises.
Okay.
But those were her birthmarks.
Okay.
But you don't know.
I don't.
So, rather than, not saying anything and assuming that it's birthmarks,
right.
You could say, hey, y'all look into this. Because it very well may be birthmarks. And then, you bring it to their attention so they can handle that with the parent or whatever, right. Whether that's they need to, they can figure out if it needs to be reported or not.
Right.
So, yeah, I think he still should have said something, but we don't always know.
We don't. And see, I was trying to talk myself out of saying it was a bruise because I don't want to be like, oh, it's a bruise and it's a birthmark and it's, but at the same time, that's what I saw. That's when I saw her back. That's what I said. I was like, oh, that's a bruise. That looks like a bruise on her. So anyway, when I was leaving, the other teacher was coming back in with a little girl. And I was like, oh, okay. So you went and talked to the manager and stuff like that. And she's like, yeah, we're going to monitor and this. And I'm like, oh, okay, girl. So I left out and I went right up in the manager's office, like, girl, so yeah, you saw what I saw, right? And she was like, mm-hmm. I'm like, okay, that looks like a bruise to me. I'm trying to convince myself that it's not a bruise and this and that or whatever. And, she's like, okay, yeah, we're going to document and notate and this and that. So, okay. I'm the type of person where, like I was telling my cousin afterwards, she's she just got what's the LCSW, licensed certified social worker. She just got that certification, and she's in Georgia and everything. But she called me while all this was going on, so I called her back. And I'm all on the phone going in. I'm so hyped up. I'm chill right now, but I'm so hyped up, and I'm like going off or whatever. And she's the same type of person too. Like she was like, girl, I've been outside of Family Dollar and called the police because a woman was punching on her child when she got off the bus. Like she's that person or whatever. And so we were talking about it and I was like, I low-key want to go up there tomorrow and be like, so what's the status? I need the report. Have we talked to parents? No, I'm not. I know we're not. I'm not. But that's how I'm feeling. Like I need to know the status. What happened here?
And we always want to know, especially when it comes to a child, you want to make sure their well-being.
Right. Because nobody can speak for them. And this child's in the 1-year-old room with Zipporah. Zipporah is just now saying 2 word sentences.
Like we do our part and we report and you bring people's attention and you report and you make sure that the proper people are aware. But even with them being mandated reporters and them reporting, if they go ahead and send that out to DCFS and all that stuff, they don't even get to know. Mm-hmm. So you definitely are not going to get to know.
And I know that.
Unless,
I know.
We in a little town, how stuff people be just
doing stuff. Well, yeah. I know that. But just like I said, I'm learning about myself every day with motherhood. And I guess because I am a mother, it's heightened. And also, like I said, I've been binge watching all 23 seasons of Law and Order SVU. So I'm extra. Okay. I'm telling you, I was out there losing. I mean, it was little kids around, so I wasn't cussing and all that stuff, but I was definitely wait a minute. We need to get pictures. That was me. And I was telling my cousin, I was like, I never thought I would be the person that's like, wait a minute. Let me go check this bitch right quick. Hold on, girl. I'll be right back.
Why would you not think you would be a person to advocate for a baby? You're a good person.
The level that I did, because you always say you would, but when you're in that situation, I never thought I'd be in that situation to where I would. I'm like, oh, but I know I would. But in that moment, I just never thought I'd be in that moment to where I would see a child who looks like there's dark marks on her back, all down her back, in the small of her back. but I was just like, I just didn't know. But just so it's out there, I really will be that one to be like, hold up, girl, let me go check this hoe right quick, because I don't like how she over there handling business. I don't like this. I will be that person to report. I'm doing it. I didn't know.
And that's good. I think the world needs that. Kids need that, because there's a lot of shit going on out here that should not be going on. You know, and people
and
are
then like they can't talk. They cannot talk. Children in general cannot speak for themselves. You have adults that cannot speak for themselves. When I was sexually assaulted in Walmart, I'm on the phone with the police, and the man was masturbating to me. He came up on the aisle. He was on the aisle I was on. He was behind me. He was masturbating to me. I couldn't even talk. I was just like, I couldn't find the word penis. I just kept saying, he pulled his dick out. Like and I was like, I'm so sorry to the operator. I'm so sorry. I don't normally talk like this. Or the people I don't know, but I don't normally talk like this. I'm so sorry. I just can't think. He just pulled his dick out. He was just jerking out. Like, I just could not talk in a way that I would normally talk to a police officer and things like that. But I mean, like, these babies can't tell you nothing at all. Nothing.
And that's why they need us to advocate for them and to pay attention to things like that. To bruises or
you
whatever
just don't know
what
you just don't know what's truly in you until you're in those situations. But then I was thinking, like, I said, sometimes you are right where you need to be, and you're not aware of it. It's plenty of times you keep forgetting your keys. You done walked in and out this room 5 times to get your keys. And what you don't know is the Lord, the universe, whoever is your higher power has kept you from whatever's going on down the street. You know what I'm saying? So in that sense, I had been like, these past couple of weeks, I just feel like I just been all over the place. I normally am all over the place anyway, but been really all over the place. It's just been hard for me to get my footing, to even get to some sort of ground. My life is no longer my life. My day no longer belongs to me. The only thing that I'm guaranteed is the couple of hours I get up in the morning, and I get up at 3. And if I'm tired, then I sleep till 5, but that's the only time that's guaranteed that I have to myself to do some things that I say I want to do. But still, that may not even happen. My work system may not be working. My hot glue gun probably don't work no more, but still, that time frame is the only thing I can guarantee. So, but I just feel like I'm just all over the place. I'm trying to, get back focused with work and everything, even though I'm taking an extended lunch break today. Focus back on work. Just get my life, just get things in order. So I called my girlfriend and I was like, my friend Keisha always talk about, I called her and I was like, I just need to talk out loud to somebody about some things that are going through my head and that I need to straighten out. And it's basically was my morning routine. We talked about some things. She told me what she does and this and that. And like, one of the main things she said to me is yield to your child. She was like, just yield to your child. And it's so simple, and that, but she said it and I was like, that makes so much sense. I did that yesterday and today, and things still aren't going as I planned, but I just feel so much better that I yielded to her and her needs. But anyway, because normally she'll get up, I'll still try to push through some work and this and that and get flustered and da-da-da, and the day just goes crazy. But we talked about some things. We talked about, I admit that I do dilly-dally. Sometimes I'll get up and we'll be ready to go, and I may be like, oh, I got an inspiration for a crown. Let me try and do this real quick. And it's like, Erin, like, you don't need to do that. Like, and then I'm like, oh, well, I work remote and I can just do this later and I'll just make up for this, and I just don't care. Whatever hit me, I want to do it right then and there, and I'll just readjust everything else. So then she gets to daycare late, then I come back from daycare late, and then I'm doing work late, it just throws everything off. So we talked about that. And so anyway, put a little plan in action or whatever. I texted her yesterday, like, girl, I got up. As soon as the poor woke up, I got her, I stopped working, I got her dressed, blah, blah, blah. So we went through all of that. I go to Walmart, like I said earlier, went to Walmart and to get Zipporah her swimsuit. While I was there, I got some other things that I needed. And I will say I did do a little dilly, but not the full dally. Like, I'm walking, I walk past some headbands. Ooh, headbands. Now I'm there for a swimsuit. But headbands, Zipporah needs headbands. They're on clearance for $2 and $3. Let me go get a couple. Normally, I probably would have been over there for like ever, just looking at every single little thing that's not. Erin, get you 2 to 3 clearance headbands and dip out. So I did do a little dilly, not a full dally. You know, I'm working on that type of stuff. Get there, had to search for somebody to get the swimsuits. They found the swimsuits in the back. They brought me a 2T out. I get to daycare. I get to the daycare at the time I get there. And I'm there to see these marks on this child's back. And like all this time, I've been over here losing my mind for the past couple of weeks, taking, like can't find my anxiety medicine, taking my anxiety medicine, like just trying to meditate and trying to chill, trying to not drink as much caffeine, but I'm sleepy. So I drink a lot of caffeine and I just feel like my world is coming apart around me and everything. And then like I had been calling Keisha like the whole week before, because I was like, this stuff is on my mind. I need to talk it out. And I wanted to talk it out with her. And like, she never called me back. Normally one of us call each other, we answer like right then and there, but like, she didn't call me back the whole week. And so she called me back on this day, the day before, and I tell her all the stuff that's going on. And I was like, well, I'm not even tripping on you not calling me back because you're busy. You're a mother of 2 as well. She's not married, but she's in that lifestyle, with the father of her children and everything. So you got life going on. And normally we're kind of in sync. When I'm having an anxiety attack, she's normally having one too. And we find out a week later, like, girl, I was tripping the same time. You should have called me, or whatever. But I'm just saying, like, she was just so sorry that she didn't call me back. She's like, Erin, I've been trying to call you back all week. I'm so sorry. I'm like, girl, it's okay. It's life, yada, yada. But all that to say, like, we think Keisha felt so bad that she didn't call me back. We're friends. And I'm like, I'm not going to ever be mad at you for not calling me back. I'm over here like I'm losing my mind. I'm spending too much time in Walmart. I'm spending too much time in the bathroom. I need to get my life together. But with that perfect blend of me getting myself together and wandering on Walmart a little bit, me talking to Keisha and all this and that, like I ended up at that daycare to see a child in a manner that I never would have seen her. If I didn't have a kid, I would have never seen that. If they didn't have swim day, I would have never seen that. If I hadn't come at 9:00 versus, 10 minutes later, they might've been inside or she might've been, you know what I'm saying? Like things just worked out. And it's like, sometimes you are exactly where you need to be at the time you need to be there. And I know I took the long way around to get to that point, but I just really wanted y'all to understand, like when I got in my car and I sat down and I just thought about all that stuff, I was like, hallelujah. Like, thank you. Because never would I seen kids in diapers. They always in the classroom. You know what I'm saying? Like, thankfully I did dilly-dally too much the day before and I wasn't able to pick up Zipporah. I still was doing work. And so therefore Larry had to go get her. He had my car because the car seat's in my car. So I wasn't able to go to Target or Walmart to get a swimsuit. Like, just when I thought about it in that situation, that needed to happen. Yeah, I got to get my shit together. But all of that happened because it was supposed to happen. Okay, I'm done. Get off mute, girl. Yes, you're still on mute. You're still on mute.
Okay. So I've been saying things the entire time.
What you been saying?
Just little comments and things, and then none of them were except because I was.
No, you've been on mute the whole time. I thought you were just giving me space to just get it all out. Like I said, I went a long way around, but I just hate that, like. That when it comes to the Lord, it's always like after the fact that you be like, oh, that was you the whole time. Oh, this is what you wanted me to learn. Like, why can't tell me this beforehand? Because I've been losing my mind the past couple of weeks. You know what I'm saying? Like, but he works in his own timing. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, I was relieved and happy, but then I was just like, damn, did I really have to go through all of that to get to this? But then you don't know what he has in store for that little girl. Or for them teachers, because like I said, they white, but they have seen that on their own also, just by looking at the little girl. Or they got like 10, 15 kids out there. I say 15, I don't know how many it is, 10, 12 kids out there running around. Like, did they not see it because they're watching all these kids at the same time? But
it could be, and it could be.
It's so many factors,
Even if it's not, let's just say it's not. That makes them pay more attention. In the future. for if something does happen, you know, with another one of their students or something. You know, so you could have definitely saved that little girl's life, but it could also be nothing, you know.
Yeah.
But either way is impactful, and either way, you did what you were supposed to do, which is bring that to their attention and make them look a little closer and have them, you know, look into it and report it if need be.
Something else I want to get to that people do a lot these days. And Kashani, I got this from you actually. You told me a couple weeks ago you were so excited that you were at your parents' house and you were so excited and happy that you came across your old journals.
Girl, I was excited.
Were those mixed emotions, or were you really happy?
Excited and happy are words that I would not necessarily. It was interesting.
Oh, well, you sounded happy. Like,
interesting. Girl, it's not really an emotion, but I don't know. I might need to pull out my emotion wheel. I don't know. Hey, don't be afraid to pull out the emotion wheel. You cannot properly identify your emotions.
The emotion book? There's actually an emotion book?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. Oh my God. Yes. I love it. We're gonna talk about it.
The emotion book? There's a book.
No, there's a wheel. It's an emotion wheel. It's an emotion chart.
What
okay, so let's just take segue real quick.
Yeah.
So like let's just take anger. Anger is a masking emotion, right?
Okay.
Well, I'm telling you, if y'all don't know, anger is a masking emotion. You be mad. Because I'm sick of hearing grown people talking about they feel some type of way. What is that?
Oh, gosh. Identify your feelings.
And if you got to pull this chart out and look at it and do that, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that because a lot of us were not taught to call a thing, and we were not taught the language of, you know, how to call our emotions because a lot of times as Black kids, you weren't even allowed to have feelings, you know, because whatever, who cares what you want? It's the majority of our households. I'm just being real. That's just how it was with a lot of Black parents. Seen, I heard all kinds of things. Your feelings do not matter. Does not matter what you want. So there's no point in helping you identify those feelings. For a lot of us, not all of us, but for a lot. So anger, masculine emotion, meaning like you mad, like you're angry, but under that, you could be embarrassed. You could be lonely. You could feel left out.
Wait, what was that? You kind of went out. You said embarrassed,
lonely, left out. You could feel isolated.
Okay.
You could feel unintelligent. You could feel inadequate. All of those things could be up under anger. You know, you can feel scared. It's a bunch of stuff that's under anger. Like, so people be angry, but it's really But anyway, that's like the emotion chart, and it is. And there's a lot of stuff under happy as well. There's a lot of things that go under there. But it's really cool if you have a moment. It's like, and if you have kids, not even just for kids. I know I use it with the kids, but I teach certain things. I would use that emotion wheel. So if you just go on Google and type in emotion wheel, it'll come up.
I will. And print it out.
Yes. And look at, I have them color it and every day, and I have them check in, and I have them pick an actual emotion, because good is not an emotion. Like, I need you to specify like what's going on, and that helps teach them the language.
Okay, all right.
Challenge them to use, because they're in categories. Like I said, anger is really big, and anyway, those feelings I wouldn't necessarily say delight and joy, because that stuff, it was some shit in there.
So where the journals that you found, they were from what time period?
Girl, from like, there was some stuff in there from 2008.
Okay.
2009. There was some stuff in there from,
I mean, like, but where were you in life?
2018, 2017, 2016. It was a lot.
Oh, okay. Okay. So for you, like 2008 is high school for you?
No, I was out. So I was in college. So there was like, there's journal entries, letters to God, poems, all kinds. I was like, woo. And they were just.
I don't think I have any journals at my mom's house. I hope But if I did, they would have been from high school. I really hope I don't. It would have been from high school. I think I've always journaled. I actually just gave my niece, she's 4 or 5. She's going to kindergarten next year. I gave her first journal. Yeah, for her birthday. My mom said she sat down with her and explained to her what it is and stuff like that. I currently, like right now, I got them sitting on my desk. 1, 2, 3, 4 journals for me. Some of them are my garden journals. I'm always talking about like I'm planting my seeds and then I water them. Like I write down each journal so I can go back and like check. Although I can keep track of when I watered my garden. So I haven't done it in a while because I just don't have time to sit here and just be like, what did I do today to water this seed I planted? I write to Zipporah. So I have a journal and I haven't written to her probably in about a month, 2 months, because I don't have time to sit down, but I handwrite to her a journal, and it's of anything. I think it'd be nice when she gets older and she can, whenever she learns to read, she can read it. It's not like I'm going to give it to her on her 18th birthday. Like it's just always going to be there, and it's going to be messages to her, like what we did on this day. Like it's so many, I love you, Mom. And I write the date and the time. Like if that's what I'm feeling at the time, then that's what I write. If I feel inspired by something, I write it down. Like one time I wrote to her and I said, like, there's nothing so bad that you can't tell me. Wrote the date and the time. So, I mean, I just write to her. One day I told her, I described, we did something. And I was just saying like, today I saw you doing this and you had so much fun. I love the look on your face, whatever. One time I wrote to her, I'm tired of you telling me no. Who taught you how to say no? You know, like, but it's not all the time. It's just whenever I feel it in my spirit. But a couple of months have passed. And I'm like, I need to write because some things have happened. You know, like she's
beautiful for her to have and look back on. You
know?
And
like I thought about typing it because I have the worst handwriting, the absolute worst handwriting, but handwriting it is more personal. And it's I went to Target and I got a really nice journal. And everything. So
like I think you should scan it and like put it into a book. Like once you I ain't gonna say get done, because that might be something you continue, but that may be a nice gift for her later. Like if you was to scan it and bind it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like that way, like she'll have the one, you know, the original, but if anything ever happens or something to it,
she'll have a copy.
She has a copy.
And at first I was like, I wish I would have done this when she first was born, but I started at some point when she was 1. But I was like, you know, it's fine. Just pick up and for me to just pick up where we are and just write to her at this point. But I ran into a friend and I was telling her about it. She has 2 older kids. And I was just telling her, like, you know, I got this journal and I write to my baby. And she was like, oh, I wish I would have started doing that. Like her kids are like elementary. One's probably like 2nd grade. The other one's probably like 5th or something like that. But she's like, I wish I would have started doing it. I'm like, well, start right now. Just, And she was like, well, what do you write? I'm like, I wrote this. There's probably like 50. I love you, Mom. I love you, Mom. I was like, and she's like, well, do you pick a time? I said, no, just whenever I feel it, whenever I got something on my mind, whenever something happens, I just write it. I keep it next to my desk so that because I'm always at my desk. So I can just jot it down real quick.
And some people have, I've heard of people doing it year by year, where they're like, at age 12, this is what I want you to know for age 12, or this is what I want you to know for 13, or this is what I want you to know for this grade. And they tell like maybe stories from when they were however old or whatever, and the lessons that they learned.
Well, see, and see, I just freely write whatever comes to mind. Like something may be more adult versus like, oh, today you played in water, you were so cute, you had so much fun, and something. And the other thing may be like, it's nothing. Like once again, like it's nothing that's so bad that you cannot tell me. You don't have to keep secrets from me. You know, that type of stuff. That's a little more weighted. But I just, and then like the times that where it's truly like a journal entry is like if I'm recounting like the day she had and I'm telling her about what she did and this and that, and like I just love watching her play this and that or whatever. So but yeah, and then I have a journal that I keep in my purse. And in this journal, I was writing in it when I was pregnant. And I came across it, and it was when I had lost my mind. And I was just writing all my emotions and everything. And I was like, I could tell at that point, like it was pregnancy that was driving me crazy. But I thought about throwing it away, throwing that part away, because I was like, I really don't want anybody to find this and be like, what was going on with Erin, this and that. But then I was like, I don't want to throw it away. But that particular journal, like I continued it. I just write down like my to-do list and what I'm thinking for the day.
The shit that I found, none of that shit was good. It was nothing really positive. It was all terrible. Bad things were happening. It was what it was. I was not in a good space half the time. And it just was what it was. And I had this bigger journal, like this bigger bound book, and it was nice. And I would write in it like with purpose, like all the time. Somebody decided they wanted to read it. So then I had to stop keeping a regular journal.
Well, you know, my mom did tell me, she was like, if you don't want anyone to know, then don't write it down.
Yeah, but you should be able to do things as an adult and not have people invade your privacy.
Well, she did tell me this in high school.
There's like that. Like
with the notes and stuff like that.
If you're whatever, you know. But as a person who has their own home, you shouldn't have to worry about shit that's in your house as a grown person.
That's true. I know. That particular journal that I said I was writing in when I was pregnant, I had it on my desk, and Larry was sitting down. He was, I don't know, doing something, writing something or whatever. And he was like, oh, well, your journal was right there. I didn't want to. I was like, oh, well, you could have read it. I was talking about you, you know, like, I was like, oh, well, you could have read it. Like, I wasn't tripping, like anything. Like, and at this point, like anything I write down, like, I'm not expecting somebody to read it, but I wrote it down. I left it here. It's wide open. If you happen to see it while you're getting a pen, okay.
I just want to let you know I feel real black right now.
Why? Because you're doing your hair while you on a podcast and you're gonna tie it up and
it's
your face is all greasy
like the hair,
with all that grease.
It's the mousse part of it. You know, like that final step when you hit that mousse and you just and the tie down, yeah.
What you over there smelling like motions?
I smell like
pink oil,
rose water, Design Essentials, and Napstar Super Hold Reach Twist.
Oh, okay. None of the old school products.
Wrap and Set Mousse by Organic Roots.
Lot of Body? You ain't using Lot of Body?
I miss you, Shakitra. Damn it. Please come back. I know you will. But she's just enjoying her holiday. But
okay,
anyway.
but look, but speaking of people reading your journals, when I was in therapy going through some trauma, when we were talking about trauma in various areas, and we got to high school, and she was like, you know, so during this time period, I was like, girl, it was high school. What didn't happen in high school that wasn't trauma? Like everything was. But what I did say was my high school boyfriend was very manipulative and things like that. And he got some of his fuel from my journals. We would write journals. We had journals and we would both write them. And then like we would swap it. So it's like I read his version of the date. He would read my version of the date, that type of thing, whatever. And my mom used to be like, don't do that. He don't need to know what you're thinking. He doesn't need to know, oh, I need to bring that up to my therapist. That's something I still deal with to this day. Like I'm afraid to let my husband know everything I'm thinking. I can't
needs to know everything you're thinking.
Well, sometimes it's like that's okay for them to know. But
but not every single thing.
Yeah, but she used to tell me that in high school, and I used to be like, I didn't get it or I didn't care, whatever combination. And I realized after the fact what she meant. And that's because my high school boyfriend was very manipulative. And so, well, let me write this note down so I could tell my therapist about it. Doesn't need to know everything that you think to this day. And even that, with that being said, he's always called me selfish. I still deal with that. That still plays with me. It's still in my head that I'm selfish. My mom used to be like, you're not selfish. You are not being selfish because you want to hang out with your friends. I'm like, but I am. He told me no, you're not. But like, that's in my head to where I feel like I'm selfish, even at times when I'm not. You could be the selfish person, but I'm still going to not do whatever it is because I don't want to appear selfish. No, everything in my head. I'm going to say in my head. Okay. So, anyway, but so we would do that. And it was like, I was a journal writer anyway. But I would, we would do that and we would swap. But like he would take my inner thoughts and stuff like that and like manipulate me, try to, just it was really bad, especially when I tried to break up with him. It was like really bad and stuff like that. But that was one of my traumas. And my journals had a lot to do, played a lot in that. And he would like, if you saw him, you think he's one of those good guys. He was an artist. He was real quiet. He was outgoing with his friends, but real quiet. You wouldn't even notice him over there. That's the crazy ones. Those are the crazy ones. Okay. The quiet ones. You know what I'm talking about? Real shy. Wouldn't say nothing. Girl. He was crazy. But anyway, like I said, we would do the journals and swap. And that was just giving him all the fuel in the beginning. Because towards the end, it was this. He knew what to say. He knew how my mind worked. And I'm like, I don't need nobody in my head like that. And that still shows up in my marriage today. So I'm going to bring that up in therapy. I didn't realize that till now. But yeah.
I want to know, for the listeners, do y'all still have because some people have this, and I know of a person who still has this. Y'all got like a box of notes?
I threw it away when my high school boyfriend and I got into it, and I got mad at him, and I threw it all away, and I wish I didn't.
No, not just from him. I'm saying in general.
But, I only had that for
notes, like that you used to pass notes to your friends and shit, and like write time, place, date, song, mood, color.
I don't have them anymore, but I did
all kinds of stuff. I'm like, kids, oh my god, they don't even know how to fold a note properly. And like those notes where you would write the note, but you would write it like all on the edges of the page, so you have to keep turning it. You have to keep turning the note like to read it until it like got into the middle. Mm-hmm. Or it was like something, whatever. It was like, see below.
But see, I remember those. But see, like my friend, definitely me and my friend Asia, she had a notebook too, and that she would just write stuff down or whatever. And so, and then I had my journal and stuff. So sometimes like we couldn't, like we're in class, I can't tell you about last night, or I can't tell you what happened in first period. So I wrote it down. Like we would swap journals. Just that's how we talked in class. So sometimes it'd be like, girl, just read this right here. Mm-hmm. And versus me telling her what happened. Just go to page whatever and read like 3 pages.
Because you don't want people in your business and whatnot.
But I know one time, girl, she was in a freaking panic because she left that notebook that she wrote everything in. She left it in a classroom. Like she was losing her shit. And it was stuff in that notebook.
Stuff in there.
It was stuff we were talking about. She found it. Nobody, to our knowledge, nobody read it, but she found it. But like she was losing it.
Well, yeah, you have to think about that. Like in high school, everything is the end of the world. Social currency is everything. Your social life is everything, is the most valuable thing you have at that time. So devastation would have definitely ensued. If somebody was to find that. I don't care if it was, just anything that could be mildly or remotely embarrassing is like the end of your life.
Yeah.
I feel like high school, junior high, that's when all that stuff starts to kind of, matter in that way.
It really matters to me in high school. I don't know about middle school, but definitely high school. Definitely.
I want to know, do y'all still have a box of notes? And if you don't, did you ever have the box of notes? And when did you throw it away? And if you do have a kid, are you going to teach them how to properly write notes?
Like date, time, song, all that stuff.
And how to fold it.
I don't know how to fold them. I will. You know what? I'm gonna do some of my journal entries to Zipporah like that. The date, time, mood, color, what song, yes, color, crown, what crown I'm wearing, outfit, all that stuff. I'm gonna do some of that. I'm gonna do some of those high school, middle school notes to her.
There was so much of that shit would take up like half the page, and then it would be like this much. And it wouldn't even be saying nothing.
Mm-hmm. I know I did have a box of notes from my friends, but I just really remember the box and notes and letters and stuff that I got from my high school boyfriend. Like I said, he was an artist. So like, I thought it was so cool that like his first notes he gave me, they were in origami swans.
Yeah.
Like,
and like, so, and like, also if they really liked you, or like if y'all was cool like that, or you value the person out, like maybe you like color the outside of your note, or like put like some designs on it. Or...
Oh, girl, I was always drawing hearts on my notes to boys.
I used to color the outside of my notes. Well, like, what is that? Like, oh, y'all look. I wish I would have kept all my notes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but the one with my high school boyfriend, I threw that away, and I really hate that day because I even had some of like his sketchbooks in it, and like I really wish I did not do it. But the one with my friends, I'm sure I did. I just don't remember when I threw them away and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes stuff just gets lost in the sauce too.
Now,
I also want to know
okay,
from our listeners if they actually actively keep a journal or a diary
right now.
And are y'all consistent with it? Is that important to you to be consistent? Because I'm not consistent.
I'm not either.
Like, and is it like more of a journal, diary, whatever, or like intentions or goals, like you do your seat, you know, things like that? Or are y'all out here like really writing out your feelings?
See, okay, like I said, I have various journals. So I don't have like I guess my garden journals. Let me see. I guess those would be they're not really manifestation goal ones. They're just kind of like a track record.
As I know, a lot of people are kind of into that. I just want to know what the listeners are doing.
One of them toys is going off. So I have one for my Etsy businesses, my crafts that I want to turn into businesses. I have one for my fitness, my spin instructor. And I have, which one is this? I think this one is like being nice to myself. The last time I wrote in this one, oh no, this is podcast. This is podcast. Where's my being nice to myself one? So I have 4 gardens. No, I don't know what this one is. Where's my being nice to myself one? I don't know where that one is. But these are my garden journals. So I guess like these are track records. I don't really write goals in there. It's just the outside of it is spin instructor. That is the goal. And on the inside, it's like on this day I did this. On this day I did this. So I have track records, and then I have the ones as Zipporah. I have the one that I keep in my purse. That's just like mental, like stuff that just comes to me. That may be emotions. It also could be my grocery list. But I don't get them the whole manifestation thing. I don't get that. Like Tyra is always like, she talks about writing her manifestation journals and stuff like that. Like, I don't get it. I don't get the concept.
Actually, talk about that. I think that would be really awesome. But we definitely look forward to hearing from y'all about what it is that y'all do.
Yes, tell us your journals, the types of journals, how many journals you have, what you use them for. Do you keep them in your purse? You keep them under your bed? All of that stuff. Let us know about your journals. All right. So we actually could end it. I can save that culture piece. I could save that for another time.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, we can move to trending, which we don't have nothing. Well, I don't. But yeah, that culture thing, that can happen anytime. I'll move that to my next one. Okay. So have you been paying attention to the trending, what's happening in these streets?
The only thing that I've been paying attention to that's happening in these streets is the overturning of Roe versus Wade. So there's that.
And we're in the state of Louisiana, so they're going to ban abortions completely in Louisiana. They've gone to where they have.
Did you know, Senator? I did not know this, but did you know Senator Katrina Jackson actually?
Yep. Yes.
I had no.
Wait, go ahead and finish the sentence for folks who don't know.
I was on one of our awesome local authors. Her name is Jamie Mays, if I'm not mistaken. Is that her name? Yeah, I was on one of her lives and she was talking about it, and she was like, yes, Senator Katrina Jackson, and this, she definitely supports the overturning of Roe versus Wade. And I'm like, Black woman, you support this? I didn't know that.
I can't remember at what point I saw, and I think what I saw, it wasn't because this is a while ago. It could have been last year I saw this, but it wasn't she supported Roe versus Wade, but it was underlining, like she supported the new whatever that they increased the shorten the time period for you to get an abortion. Something like, it might have been something like that. So not when I saw this, like I said, it could have been last year or the year before, but she was in support of whatever they were trying to do with the abortion. And I was just like, really?
I did not know that until
why are you support?
And I'm not very like super into or up on politics, and we all need
I'm not up on it.
Especially locally, you know, you need to know about your state representatives, your councilmen, your councilwomen, your senators, all of that stuff. Like you need to know that, especially at a local level, because that's where a lot of it's important. Like the president, that's important. You know, yeah, it's important. But if you're not paying attention to what's going on around you at a state and city level, you need to be. Like it needs to be, because there's a lot that goes on that directly impacts your everyday life at those levels. Like it's important to pay attention, and I'm guilty of not, you know, even just finding that out. I was like, whoa. I was like, oh shit, you didn't know anything about our platform. I did. But that was definitely surprising, and this is very unfortunate. You know, we all know Louisiana doesn't give a fuck about Black people, specifically Black women. Because if I'm not mistaken, one of the senators was like, oh yeah, you know, healthcare for women is good if you don't count the Black women. He said that shit. They don't give a fuck about us. So now, and despite how Planned Parenthood started and the origins of it and all of that, if you did not know, Planned Parenthood in and of itself, like the founder, I cannot think of her name, she was responsible for the forced sterilization of a lot of Black women. You know, she wanted to create stop the undesirables from procreating. There are still women living right now who were sterilized without their consent in Planned Parenthood and things like that. They're also tied to the Tuskegee experiments as well. So despite those origins and things like that, we don't need anybody telling us, and by us, I mean people with uteruses, what the fuck to do with our body, what to be able to do with our body, and what not to be able to do with our body. Right. And it's not going to stop at that. They're already fucking with birth control. Like, and it doesn't matter your reasons or whatever, you should have safe access to care. Because
if you have information, resources, to make whatever decision you want to make. That's like when I say
if you want to go do it, go do that.
Yeah.
When I'm or you know, you do want to get an abortion, that's none of my business why or why not. Like or whatever. That's none of anybody's business. Your uterus it's none of anybody's business. I don't care. It doesn't matter what anybody else's opinion is or isn't. It's not their body. It's not them. And then and another thing is they not taking care of these fucking kids that they're saying that, oh, it's so important, but y'all are not upping any resources for the kids that are already in existence. But you want more. I know why you want more, because you know it's dwindling on down.
The ratio, the white ratio is decreasing. The brown and black is increasing.
The ratio ain't looking too high, and it's scary. It's real scary, you know. I can't even remember who it was. I just saw it was another representative, and she was like, "Thank you." She was thanking Trump for supporting white life.
Girl, and you know what? I saw the headline, and then I saw another headline where she was like, she read the screen wrong. It was supposed to be.
No, she quoted Hitler. Like, get out of here, girl. You meant what you said,
girl.
You said the first time, and we believe you. We hear you, we see you, and we believe you. You said that shit before you even said it. But you know, this is gonna be dangerous for a lot of women and young girls. They're gonna try to find
and boys. I mean, I know it's the woman's body, but I do believe, like, I was a person who was pro-choices and get rid of that shit. Oh, you pregnant, girl? Then go book your appointment right now. Like, why? I was that type of pro-choice, but now I'm like pro-choice is in do what you want to do with information and guidance and resources. Make your decision. I'm that type of pro-choice. I also feel like ultimately it is my decision, the woman's decision, but I think men have a say so as well. You know, life happens, things happen, you get in situations, but I think a man should be able to say, I don't want a child for, you know, or, you know, I
And if
do
they
want
don't want a
one.
child, they can
It
sign
is
over
the
their rights. They're not obligated. They're
do
not
what?
legally obligated. They can just sign over.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna go into that part because you may not want one, but like once the baby get here, it's different. You know, it's a different story. Like I'm not ever finna get if I got pregnant and kept the baby, even though I wasn't trying to get pregnant, didn't want to get pregnant, whatever. I'm not gonna get my baby up for adoption. That's mine. And I didn't want to be here, but it's mine. I'm not doing that. But I'm just saying in general, like I still feel like a guy can say, now it's up to the woman, but like I don't feel like a guy has to be like, well, whatever you want to do, I'll support, unless that's what he want to do. I feel like you can say it. Like some women may not like that, but I mean, like you want, I mean, nobody is
That's a
trying to be in
discussion
this
to be
situation.
had. There's definitely a discussion to be had, and they can say whatever they want to say.
Yeah,
But ultimately,
I'm saying I feel like some men can should be able to say, you
why
know,
are they
like,
not
well,
able
I don't want to do this. You can have an opinion too, even
why are
though,
they
but
not able to say
still,
that? What's
huh?
stopping them from saying it? They say it now.
Some people, men will not say that. They will be like, okay,
Why?
or what they don't, I don't, they're scared. They don't want to offend the girl. They don't, I mean, it's
I think the
so
thing
many
I'm
reasons to why
asking
they wouldn't say that.
is who is stopping them? There are no laws in place for them that tell them they can't say this. There's no law in place telling them they can't do.
They don't have permission to say it.
Or
Some people that just, they gonna say it because the same people that I mean, the same society and parameters that don't give us permission to do certain things. Like, I mean, some people don't have it. They don't have permission to say it. And like, I'm just somebody's like, you can say that. If you, I feel like you can't say that. It is up to me. It is up to this girl ultimately. But like, you got to say so in this too. They didn't get pregnant on their own. You got to say so in this too. Like you can voice your opinion as well, although it is ultimately up to me.
The things that I hear in the situations that I've been privy to, the guy has always expressed whatever, yay, nay, whatever. I'm scared. I don't want to do this, but that also depends on y'all relationship. Y'all it depends on what y'all got between those two people. The safety space, the space of safety that they have created for one another. If they have done that, that's an interrelationship thing. And also the things that may be keeping them from saying certain things is the same shit that like will keep the girl from saying certain things. Maybe they both go to the same church. You know,
that's what I'm saying. Like they may not have permission from wherever.
And it's not you know, but I guess the thing I was thinking about is like it's not to me comparable. Somebody saying their opinion and somebody being able to legally go and have access to the things they need. That's a social circle issue, possibly, maybe. And they don't even really it makes me think of what the comment says, like who principal office they're gonna put you in? Who telling you can't, and who telling you can't say XYZ? It's not even an audience. It's not even the same type of, you know, there's pressure, but
and sometimes the statement it may not. Some people are scared to say it. You know, the statement, like I said, if somebody were to get pregnant and a guy's like, I don't want to have a baby. I don't want to have a baby with you. I don't want to have a baby right now. Like that, it's a real statement, but you know, there's no nice way to say, I was just having sex with you. I don't want to have a baby with you, or I just don't want to have a baby, or I don't want to have a baby right now. Like it's
that's not a mean thing to say either.
It's not. No, I'm not saying it's mean. I'm not saying it's mean, but there's no nice way to say it.
Where it's like, you know, like we grown.
It is. It's just still. It's not a pleasant situation. It's not a pleasant conversation. You know. It's not. Ain't nothing nice about that. So I'm not saying it's a mean comment. You know. But that don't mean. I mean, the girl, my feelings, whoever may not be hurt or like, dang. Or, it's so much surrounding that. Is all I'm saying.
And what about the girls who don't want to have the dudes babies and they want it? They feelings might be hurt.
You know, same thing. It's same thing. It's the same thing. the girls have a right to say I do or I don't. But like because it's the girl that's carrying the baby and getting and is or is not getting the abortion, like some men feel like they can't say anything because that's her. No, it's you too. It's you too, sir. It is her. But it's you too. You can say something.
It affects you if you want it to affect you because they do have the option.
Yeah, they do.
Give up parental rights.
Mm-hmm.
If they don't want a kid and they really don't want a kid and old girl decides that she wants to keep it and things like they don't have to be obligated.
Girl, I know for sure my high school boyfriend would have tried to impregnate me, but I wasn't gonna let that happen. Girl, I wasn't gonna let that happen for sure. If he could have, I feel like he would have.
With a swiftness, huh?
Honey, girl. He was something else. He was a nice guy,
There's grown people out here that are like that. They are out here what we call it in our community, trapping.
Girl, I know. Well, I got a friend, a mutual person that we know. I'll tell you the name after the fact. But I remember her one time saying like this guy she was dating before she came out here was like, oh girl, he was trying to trap me.
Dudes will try to do that. They will try to like bench you or whatever, and they have no intention of necessarily being with you. They just want to make you what they assume is.
And then like sometimes like once you have a baby, it's like you belong to that person, male or female. Like once a girl be like she have a baby with you, it's like you're now mine. I always have access to you. You hear more with men when a woman has a baby and the men's always like, oh well, you ain't going nowhere now. Some people do it for those reasons, but I know when I was on that table pushing Zipporah out, there was a moment where I was like, it's some bitches that's doing this shit on purpose. Like, why would you do that to yourself? What I was feeling in that moment, and I had my baby natural, y'all. I had her natural. It was tolerable because I didn't know what was happening. But once I realized what was happening 6 weeks early, it was, oh my God, the pain, girl.
People out here doing this shit on purpose.
But I was on that table in the middle of what I thought was just like stomach cramps which were really major contractions.
They don't even love.
I was just looking at the light, girl. They had the mask giving me oxygen. I was just like, it's bitches. They're doing this on purpose. There's no amount of money where I would purposely put myself in this situation, but there are women who will purposely put themselves in that situation for some money. I'm not finna be on my deathbed because when women are pregnant,
just for money, but what they assume is love, or for what they assume will be a certain level of
some people do it just because they want to be with you. Whatever. I am not purposely getting pregnant, and then like I said, I had that girl natural. I pushed her.
And think about the things that like people are out here just having fun and living life and being grown with consent, and things happen, and now they don't even have access.
Right, because life happens.
These are life happens. You're gonna have kids born unto parents who never wanted them, and it shows up in the way that they are treated. I'm not even if they're not like abusive or whatever. It's still
mistreatment, and you're gonna have some people trying to do like backyard and at home in the cellar. We ain't got no cellars in Louisiana, but basement.
Yeah, they're gonna be basement abortions. It's gonna be backwoods abortions. People out here drinking turpentine and sassafras. Is it sassafras?
Girl, I don't know the home remedies. I'm just saying I know it exists.
There are things you could do. But there are teas and roots and herbs. Let me tell you something about our people. We know how to
knowing that ancestor stuff.
We know how to do some things when some things need to be done. That's all I'm gonna say. It's ways and stuff, but either way, they're not medically supervised, and people are gonna die. And I just don't want that for these young ladies.
Yeah.
Because you better believe that the same people who voted for all of this and they wanted it overturned, their daughters are gonna have access to it.
Oh, they're gonna find a way. It's not happening in their house. They're going to send that little girl off to Europe.
It's going to be socially unacceptable, but privately acceptable. Because if Virginia get knocked up and if you think they're not going to fly her out somewhere,
okay,
they just want to make sure that regular folk don't have access. But they're gonna people who got money and stuff, they ain't losing access to anything.
Nothing.
They just got to take a day trip. That's all.
They're gonna go to Europe for the summer.
Yeah, they're gonna go right on over there.
Right. Come back with a little cousin.
And that's it. And the same thing with birth control. If you think they don't come back with like 5 years supply of birth control, or go get that implant in their little girl arm, go out of the
my mom researched my birth control. She put me on it. She researched it. Like one day she asked me, and I knew if she asked me, I mean she knew. And so I was like, yeah. She was like, Erin, you having sex? And I was like, huh? And she was like, are you having sex? And I said, I had got enough whoopings to not lie. And I said, if she's asking me, she knows. So I said, yes, girl. Like the next week I was in them stirrups. I was getting that pap smear, and I was on them prescriptions. And for the first month, she fed them to me. Every night she would call me in her room and she would give it to me. Because after that, I was like, I can handle some of my own.
Because what you're not going to do is...
What you're not about to do is get pregnant up in my house, okay? Not by him and up in my house. But I appreciate that, though. Like I said earlier in this episode, if I did not have the mother I had, where would I be? I would not be able to talk. Like if she hadn't laid the foundation, I wouldn't be able to talk about things like that. I'm not saying when I was younger, it was easy and good to talk to her about things like sex and, rumors and all that type of stuff. But it got to a point to where I can't
navigate that on your own.
Yeah. I can't talk to her about stuff like that.
As a young person, you don't know a lot about things, especially like the health side of it. It can be kind of scary as a young lady. Like,
and
to the clinic by yourself, or
right. Now she was sitting in the doctor's office when I had my first one. And she said, she was like, do you have some literature for her to read? I'm still propped up.
Yes, ma'am.
And so they got me some stuff. But then she said, you didn't need me for that, but you need me to be in here with you now. And I'm still thinking in my head, I ain't asked you to come in here, but I ain't say it.
She was there for moral support. And I think
was she? But
she's making sure, not only just moral support, she's making sure it got done and it got done.
That's true. But I need the remark, you didn't need me for that, but you need me for that. I ain't asked you to come in here. But okay.
What she supposed to say?
I ain't say nothing. I just turned my head and looked up at the ceiling.
It don't get that good, Erin. Now.
But you know what? That's fine. You know what? All that had to happen to where I have a relationship that where I can talk to her about some things. I don't talk to her like she's my girlfriend, but I can talk to her about those type of topics. I want the same type of relationship with my daughter. I want her to come to me.
There's a lot of stuff there. Think about
come to me.
Like, because your experience was different. There's a lot of people out there who don't have relationships like that, or even 50% of a relationship like that, who don't find out about a lot of things until they're grown.
Right. Yeah. I learned that even
like, because they didn't have not even necessarily their mother, but like they didn't even have their auntie to be like, okay, so this is what you do.
Well, let me tell you this though. Aunt Sweet Pea told me, I talked about Aunt Sweet Pea last time. That's best friend. My mother's older sister. I will talk to Aunt Sweet Pea, not fully like a girlfriend, but a little 1% girlfriend. I don't give that to my mom, because that's mom, but 1%. And it's so funny because she'd be like, wait a minute, is this about SEX? Oh my God. But okay. But anyway, I still talk to her or whatever, a little more loosely than I do with my mom and everything. But like one time she said, I think I was probably in college or like right after, but she was like, I didn't talk to my auntie about stuff like this. And I can't remember if she was just like, why are you telling me this? I don't think it was like why are you telling me this? It was just like, you know what? Like probably was a mixture of that. And also I didn't have this. Like she couldn't talk to Aunt Ora and Cornell about this type of thing.
They see us and they see like this next generation like doing things, and a lot of the times they're doing things, we are doing things, and the generation behind us are doing things that our parents never even knew was possible or allowed, or this whole permission thing. Like, what is this? The proverbial principal's office thing. What is this shit? It doesn't exist. And like, sometimes they don't realize that until they see us doing something or saying a certain thing or asking a certain question or living in a certain way. And I guess maybe that's why a part of when you were saying the thing, I'm like, but who is stopping them from? Yeah, there's nothing, like there's no legal anything from, like,
from someone saying they don't want a kid.
Yeah, you can say that. You are allowed to, even as
it's, you know what's crazy?
In general, not without being pregnant. You can say you don't want to have kids, and there's nothing wrong with it.
But this is my thing. It's like
me thinking that coming from
some people are so uncomfortable having a conversation like that, but you want uncomfortable to put your face in my X, Y, and Z. You know, you weren't scared to try to do that, but like
different type of intimacy for them.
It is. It is.
It may not be intimacy for them at all. That also depends on how they look at sex. It might just be just that.
You're absolutely right.
Everybody's different. So
look, one time Larry and I were talking about something, a situation, and he was like, freaks do that. And I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, like like freaks do that. You're not a freak. And I was just sitting here like, but I am. Like, I am for you.
What is that for you? What does that mean? And also, so you mean to tell me that two consenting adults can't do whatever two consenting adults want to do?
Well, I guess he was, but think about my husband. Like, he was a star athlete in his small town. He came to ULM. He was an athlete there. You know, he's cute, this and that. Like, he tells me stories of back in his days and this and that of different girls and stuff like that. I've talked about being in his dorm room and it's a chick car. The car is normally parked over there in my dorm room, but it's parked over here right in front of your dorm room. She out of town on an athlete trip, but it's parked right out. You know, I've told story now on the show, but you know, like I used to see him around. Like you pull up on side of me at a party, but you don't have a car, sir. Whose car is this? But you pull up on side of me, hollering at me as I'm walking into this party, trying to hook up with me later. But you come up to me and kiss me, but you don't have a car. You don't even own a car. And this car says chick all over it. You know what I'm saying? It's obviously it's a girl, but whatever.
With a leg on the rearview mirror.
But so, okay, you got the furry steering wheel.
It's Tweety Bird all over through the
car. You don't even own a car, sir. And if you did, you wouldn't have Betty Boop on it. You know what I'm saying?
Air freshener, sir.
Okay, but like all that. But that's the type of guy I'm talking about. We all know those guys, you know. And so for him, whatever situation it was, that I was like, you know, like, hey, he's like, freaks do that. I'm not in that box for him. But I'm sitting here like, I've been sitting over here straight missionary, waiting for the person I love to turn backflips. But see, the person I love has been busting backflips. No, chicks have been busting backflips for the person I love. And so he's like, oh, that's this type of stuff for this type of people. You're not.
Was that where
sir, I just been waiting to do it with you.
Men want to marry virgins. They want to marry Madonnas.
Girl, this is the other thing.
But they don't want that. A lot of them do not want that to marry. Like, they don't want to marry that. They like that, but they're not going to marry that. And that's not what they want in their home.
Well, see, I had to talk to my mama about it.
That's not who they want to have their kids. A lot of the times, again, that's not everyone.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of men. And I cannot remember what movie that was. It was a man saying it. It was.
Well, I remember a situation like that from Sex and the City with when Charlotte and her impotent husband, and Samantha was like, you know, he sees you as like the Virgin Mary. You're gonna have to. Because she walked in on him like jacking off to jugs, but in that situation, I called my mom and I was like, "Mom, I don't get it. Like, I don't understand. Like, and my mom always told me to like say something for the person you love in all aspects. So you know, you don't do everything with everybody. No. I'm with the person I love now. Let's do some things I've been hearing about, and people been talking about it. But see, you did that with all the chicks that stayed up in Slater and Washington and everywhere else.
Hey,
now you're looking at me like something wrong with me. No, that's what's wrong with me, sir. You stayed in Washington? You stayed in Washington? Did you stay in Washington?
What do you mean?
You was in the nunnery? Y'all had some hoes over there. They like to call my dorm Slater sluts, but y'all was some hoes over there in the nunnery. Wasn't no boys allowed up in there, but dudes was staying up in there.
Yeah, of course. That's every dorm.
That's every dorm, but y'all was supposed to be like locked down.
That's every dorm. No, I did not stay on campus. I was at home.
I was all on campus. I was the last person in Slater Hall, room 322. What's up?
I have a friend on campus.
And the first person in the apartments on campus.
But yeah, like those are, she was fortunate enough and she was in one of those. She was in an apartment. in the suites, and I was like, oh, this is nice.
Well, I was in the apartment. I went in the suites. But look, okay, so we've been going for a while. Let's get to some church announcements and bulletins. Do you have any church announcements? I have no announcements.
I ain't got nothing.
My painted pot sale is on hold, y'all. For those who would, I'm not announcing my address on the podcast, so if you're local, you'll know. But it's on hold. I gotta get some pots and some time to paint. But I don't have any announcements. Do have a couple bulletins though. The bulletin is really just, y'all, let's just keep up with the reading. My reading is still pretty much the same as it was the last time. Like, I'm really into the Audible original short stories. I've been doing a lot of rom-com short stories. It's fun. They're cute. They're perky. I'll post them and stuff like that. Whatever y'all are reading, let us know, because, you know, we want to read. I want to add some stuff to my reading list. Whenever Kayshana stops reading her psychology books, she'll probably want to dive into some mess or some rom-com or whatever. But yeah, and it's a new month for me, so that means I got new rentals on my Hoopla. Happy about that. But that's really all I got. Oh, I do have another bulletin real quick. I'm gonna tell you, Black people are Black people at whatever age. So like I said, Zipporah had her first water day. It was a couple of kids that had on swimsuits and a couple that did not. One little Black girl was she was out there pretty in a cute little, hers was like a halter top, and then it was a skirt, okay, like a long skirt. And it kind of gave me Moana vibes, Moana's outfit. Hair was in a puff ball. Everybody is drenched. The other two little Black girls, that includes Zipporah and all the other little white kids, everybody is soaking wet, saggy diapers. She is standing on side, dry, looking at everybody in the water. I said, you know what? I said, Black people always show up to a pool party and don't get in the water. And that apparently happens at all ages, because this is the 1-year-old classroom, man. She probably looked like she turned 2 and she's about to transition to 2-year classroom. But I'm like, Black people show up at all ages. I didn't know it started this young. Whereas my child is like head in. That's me too. I'm going to the Black people pool party and I'm getting in the pool. I'm probably the only one. But Black people show up and just be cute.
I'm not going to a pool party and not getting in the pool. First of all, it's hot. So if I came over there and it's hot and you got a pool and that's what we're supposed to be doing.
But I said, but Mama was cute, girl. She had the highest of puff balls. The outfit was cute. Hand was on her hip and she was just looking at everybody else in the water going crazy, and she was just, and I said, that is something else.
She's like, first of all, look at y'all diapers.
But she came to be cute. She came to the pool party to be cute at 1, at 2.
Probably like, look at y'all diapers. Y'all do not have on proper attire, and neither do I. What I won't be doing.
She's like, y'all got all that grass in the water. You know what? I'm gonna just kick it right here.
She's like, what I won't be doing is being out here looking saggy like y'all. That's
okay. The diaper is all the way saggy. I'm not here for it.
Like Shaniqua, aka my mother, she done took her time and got this eco styler and did this baby hairs this morning.
Meanwhile, I said, Zipporah finna get wet today. Let me just put these 2-strand twists in her head.
Like, I'm not
and let her go. I'll put some grease in it and some leave-in conditioner, twist it in 2-strand, big chunky 2-strand twist, and send her on. Because, you know, she finna get wet. I don't care. Have fun, baby.
And y'all stink. So I'm not trying to smell like that. I get it, girl. Because you just watch things happen and like, yay, it's all good and fun, but like y'all stink, and I won't be participating. And that's okay. Y'all have fun, no judgment, but don't come over here because you smell like.
I'm ready for these pictures. Whenever y'all ready to take pictures, I'll be here.
I want to ask the listeners before we get out of here is, do y'all celebrate 4th of July? Yeah. And by celebrate, I mean like actually like celebrate, like yay 4th of July, like mean it. Not just like, oh, it's a day off of work. Like, do you actually celebrate it as in like a celebration? I don't mean like, oh, we gonna barbecue, we gonna grill because we off. That's different. Like, do y'all actually celebrate it with the whole
I celebrate as in like, I will be like, happy birthday, America.
Nigga, fuck. Look, nah, hell no. No, none of that.
What? I mean, happy birthday, America. All right, got my red, white, and blue. We're gonna chill out, and
I'm off because I'm off, and that is great. And
I'm gonna drink
because
I'm gonna drink on Sunday because I'm off on Monday.
We gonna grill because we off. It's fireworks because we are allowed to do fireworks at this.
Yeah, fun.
It don't have nothing to do with America or anything like that, because 4th of July has nothing to do with me or my lineage. I don't give a fuck.
I did say
about that shit.
I did say when
Y'all
I made a Juneteenth post.
What are we celebrating? What are we celebrating? I'm not celebrating y'all.
Okay. I did make a post when I was talking about Juneteenth, and I was talking about how these places are recognizing it and things. It's good to see. Shreveport, my hometown, was recognizing it. My classmate is the mayor. And I did say, like, for Black people, July 4th is another day in history because we were not set free. But I do recognize, I mean, like, I'm not that woke that I'm not going to, take part in the festivities. Like, I had nothing to do with the Mexican War, but I'm all up in Cinco de Mayo. I did do a little Google search on Cinco de Mayo
because it's the real thing, right? And now you know
it is. But I just heard somewhere. So I didn't take it. Like, I took it with a grain of salt. Okay, I took it with a grain of salt. But I just heard like it wasn't like I took it with a grain of salt. I'm just saying, like, I just heard that it was like it wasn't like really some. Anyway, but I was like, oh, okay. Or maybe like I thought it was like some sort of Independence Day, but it's really this or something like that. Anyway, but I'm Mexican and I be all up in some tequila for Cinco de Mayo. You know what I'm saying? So
I just want to know how the listeners are going to celebrate, and if they're going to like celebrate America, or if they're going to do like the Black people thing and get an outfit for the 4th, because we just call it the 4th. Like, are you going to get your babies dressed up for the 4th because it's the 4th? Not necessarily for America, but because y'all finna get together. Like, I just want to know if there's a distinction for everybody, because
I don't have any 4th of July.
A line of distinction for our family, or for my family anyway. And I just wonder if other people, our listeners.
I don't have any attire, no 4th of July clothes. Zipporah did have a dress up day. They're supposed to dress up in their most patriotic outfit. That I sent Zipporah to daycare in a Captain America onesie. That's the most American patriotic thing I got in my house.
You know the Juneteenth-ness I would have sent my child in.
Girl, I mean, it's fun. It's fun. She didn't have a Juneteenth. Well, she was at home for Juneteenth, wasn't she? When she's sick.
I got you.
Come as you are. But she had the only Black thing that she has in our house is her DJ Star t-shirt that she wore in the Black History Parade.
But I'm also like a troll, like low key, but no.
Yeah, you are. We're just having fun. I mean, it's Captain America. That's the most American thing I have. Red, white, and blue.
Red, white, or blue.
And she carried her Spider-Man with her. The other day she had on a Batman shirt with Spider-Man's sidekick. I mean, we're just having fun.
I'm not a Marvel person. I don't even know if Captain America.
Well, her dad is. Her dad is really big into the superheroes. So,
or whatever, which franchise he's part of. But what exactly is the awesome thing about being the Captain of America? And what are you representing?
But you got to understand Captain America's story.
I don't
No, Captain America is cool though. You ain't got to bring all that to Captain America. He's actually really cool and he's really cute. Okay, he looks really nice. Okay, he's a nice looking white guy.
I knew Captain America was gonna be a white man, of course.
Of course he was. He came during World War II. You got to know his story. Don't bring that over to Captain America. He ain't do it. It's not him. He is a good guy. Okay, Captain America is a good.
What are you representing? What is that?
But he came during World War II. So you got to look at what was going on during World War II. You know what I'm saying?
Huh?
He came during that time period. So he created to, help with it. Anyway, we're not getting into that. Captain America's cool. He's a good guy. You know what I'm saying? He'd be on a motorcycle, he'd be boxing. He's just which is just also why he was picked to be Captain America, because he was at heart like a really good guy. Anyway, all that to say, she went to daycare for Patriotic Day in a Captain America outfit and some blue Nike slide flip-flops, okay? Some blue Nike slide shoes, and she had the twist. I redid her twist, and she had a big, humongous bow. It was a store-bought bow. It wasn't a mama bow, because I ain't had time. I'm trying to stop with the dilly and the dallying. It's a big, humongous bow in the front.
Oh, girl, so I gotta go.
Okay, yeah. So follow us on all the socials. Y'all know what it is. Email us at daydreamerspodcast@gmail.com. Bye.
Bye. It was awesome.